Okay, so I've been planning on making this video for the longest time, and every time I say, okay, today's the day I'm gonna make the video, I just end up not making the video. I probably get lost in like hours of Netflix or Hulu or something, totally unimportant. But anyways, the reason that I wanted to make the video is because social media has gotten so annoying for me recently. I just feel like so much of what is posted online just is so inconsequential. I hate to say it like that, because I know a lot of what people use social media for is to entertain and that type of thing, and that's great, and there's definitely a space for that. But it's just a little frustrating to sort of see a constant just barrage of like vapid, mindless sort of content. And instead of sitting around being irritated every single day by what I see while I'm scrolling, I thought, you know what? Like, I'm clearly not going to stop participating as much as I wish that I could, just cold turkey. So I feel like the best thing I can do is be a part of contributing something to the space that I feel like has more value, at least in my perspective, which, you know, totally subjective, but I think I just want to make content that when I'm scrolling, things that I enjoy seeing more of, things that stop and make you think, talking about things that matter to all of us, whether it's in personal relationships or mental health and wellness in general, things going on in the world, politics, just current issues, social justice, just a number of things, really. So that's what I want to make this space into. Some of you probably already know, but I'm guessing a lot of you don't know. I'm currently in school finishing my master's in clinical mental health counseling, on a path to licensure as a clinical psychologist in the state of California. And because of that, as I'm transitioning out of this whole like entertainment modeling business that I've been in for over a decade, I feel like I need to switch up my page, I guess, sort of rebrand it, which sounds crazy since I'm talking about like a person, but I guess, you know, the way that the world is now, we kind of all do have our own little brands, regardless of how many followers you have. So I just want to switch everything over so that it makes sense for my career going forward as I move into working in mental health and working on starting a coaching business, a relationship coaching. So I just need all of it to sort of fit together in a way that makes more sense than it does now. I'll definitely still be posting photos and some of the personal stuff, but there's going to be a lot more videos and a lot more interaction with you guys. Going to be asking for a lot more feedback. Right now, the majority of my followers are male, so that's great. I hope to get some more females too, just to like diversify the opinions that I'll be getting from you guys. But nonetheless, I think it's a good place to start, because that is, as I move into like the coaching space, it'll be more male focused anyhow. So it's perfect. You guys are like my little test group, if you will, because I'm going to be asking for a lot of your opinions and feedback. Anyhow, so what else did I want to tell you? All right, so yes, moving into the mental health industry field, counseling, coaching, that type of thing. I know as I move in that direction, I might lose some of you as followers, which, you know, thanks for following me up until now. I understand if you're only following for pictures and that kind of stuff, then you probably don't want to hear me rambling on. But I promise if you come along for the little journey, I think that you'll find a lot of useful things, or maybe insightful things, help you to look at things in a way that you haven't looked at them previously. Like I said, I'm going to be following everything that's going on socially and within culture in general, and be touching on a lot of those topics, because I am super opinionated on a lot of things. If you know me personally, you know that to be true. I have a hard time keeping my opinion to myself, so I figure, you know what? Now is the time to share it. Rather than being angry about other people's opinion and not feeling like I have a voice, it's time to just, you know what? just tell it like it is. And some people are gonna love it, other people are gonna absolutely hate it, and I'm fully expecting and prepared for that. So if you're looking for a safe space, this is not going to be one. It's going to be definitely more of like an anti-safe space. Keeping it respectful, of course. I still want people to feel that they can share their actual opinion. I think so many times, I know personally I've done this as well. It's like you just toe the line. You don't want to create waves or controversy where there doesn't need to be any, especially with like strangers on the internet. But at the same time, it can be really frustrating to not feel as though you can actually voice your real opinion. And I think we've seen in general over the course of the last couple of years specifically, as things in the country have become, relatively divisive in a lot of different aspects, that there's this big silent majority that, if you're sort of culturally and socially and politically aware, you know that to be the case. The loudest voices in the room are not necessarily representation of the majority of the voices in the room, because I think, the louder voices have a tendency to just shout down everyone else. And, so what people do privately, behind closed doors, how they vote when they go to the polls, the things that they talk about with the people that they're close to may not be what they're sharing online, just because they don't want to come up against the internet mob. And I've definitely been that way too. So I understand why people sort of shy away from participating in that. But with all that being said, I do just want to open it up for discussion about a lot of different things. I have a couple videos that I'm planning to shoot this week. One of them I'm super excited about. It's going to be relationship based, dealing with issues that I think a lot of singles, particularly in large cities, probably in smaller cities too. I'm assuming it's probably similar regardless of where you're at, but definitely in larger cities, things that single people, both men and women, experience. And I'm going to be having one or two special guests, I think, join me for that video. Some good friends of mine that I think will add some interesting perspective. And so I can't wait. It's going to be very timely as far as the appropriateness of it. So that should be a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll have that posted probably within the next week for sure. But a few little things coming before that. First thing I'm going to start with is right after this, I'm going to shoot a video that I want to address after something that happened yesterday. So I had a friend of mine posted like a meme about who should pay for dates. And this is a subject that I think a lot of people avoid talking about, because honestly, everyone, at least everyone that I know, has a very sort of rigid opinion on this, very firm. You either firmly believe it should be 50-50, or you're more traditional and you think, oh, a man should pay, whatever. So he posted the meme. I responded. That led to, him reposting my response, and then people sort of weighing in on whether they agreed or disagreed with my position. So I'm going to start the next video by sharing that, and then I'm going to jump into my point of view on that, which I know with the mass amount of male following I have, this is going to be really ill received by some of you, and then probably very well supported by others. It just depends on which side of the issue you fall. But I'm going to explain the reason why I think the way that I do. And then I really encourage all of your feedback. Keep it respectful. Just going to throw that out there now, because I already know how people can get on issues when they have a strong opinion. And I know a lot of you will have a strong opinion. But yeah, keep it respectful. But definitely feel free to share, either comment. If you're not comfortable commenting, then you can send me a DM. And yeah, I just want to hear what you all have to say. I'm going to post some stuff in my story now as I'm working on making the video. So comment on that. That'll help me as I'm putting together the next video. But yeah, from now on, just expect a lot of video content. And like I said, I'll try to keep it really relevant and timely to things that are going on. Not just relationship, and culture type of things, but just things happening in the media, definitely things happening politically. all of that stuff, and any of your suggestions. So if you have questions, especially questions that relate to personal health and wellness, mental health in general, and relationships, since that's kind of the space that I'm going to be working in primarily. All the other stuff is great too, but if you have questions specifically regarding those topics, make sure you message me, and yeah, this should be fun. I can't wait.